I got Kimberly dancing, so I guess it was worth it. Welcome back to The Five. So according to a new study, the poor are more compassionate than the unpoor. The author from Berkeley claims this is due to a, quote, culture born out of threats to their well-being. So the poor are nicer than the rich, says a researcher from Berkeley. That's as predictable as my Sunday hangover. But I guess by this logic, we should re-elect President Obama because we now have more poor people than ever, and that can only be good because they're good. Anyway, there are holes so wide in this muck you could wheel Michael Moore's lake house through it. Fact is, the culture of compassion doesn't explain why a lot of crime is poor on poor. My brain tells me muggers don't live in Beverly Hills. Maybe their dealers do. So why does this junk get published? Because class warfare requires all progressive forces, politicians, media, and academics to tell us their utopian society of forced equality is right. I do think class warfare is real, but it's the war professors wage on students in classes with this crap. And forget the rich. Professors are the most coddled creeps on earth. The rich take risks. Professors take tenure. And as someone who was once poor, the notion that the rich were never poor or faced any obstacles overlooks one fact, that America is the easiest place in the world to move across classes. Seriously, if I can make it, anyone can.
True story.
Yes. Yes,
Michael
sir?
Moore's lake house.
Yeah, lake
Very
house.
nice.
Thank
Great
you. Like that a little, I added that in. It's a beautiful house. Since you're already talking, Eric, okay, imagine, imagine.
This is going to hurt.
No, imagine if the researchers found the opposite result, that the rich were actually more compassionate. Would that have been published?
Yeah, no. we didn't hear about it. But your point is very well taken. Obama must be thrilled with this report. 44 million people are on food stamps right now, so a lot more great people under the Obama administration. He's creating a great society.
Leslie, what do you make of this study?
I make that we have more you're all going to throw up now. More compassion and less capitalism. You okay? You okay?
You're moving.
Why can't you have both, though? Why can't you have both?
Yeah, very good.
Well,
point.
you
One's not
can, but
mutually
obviously,
exclusive.
you can't, obviously, according to the study from Berkeley,
But
because
you buy the
poor
study.
people don't have the money, they have the compassion. The rich people have the money, and I think we're going to get to that
Greg,
later.
aren't people from Berkeley really rich?
Yeah, they're excruciatingly wealthy. But here's the fact. America is #1 in the world in charity, and we're not all poor people. And the people who give the money, I'm guessing a lot of them are rich.
Compassion doesn't always have a check attached.
But you just said there should be more compassion than less. You're confusing me. You said less capitalism, more compassion. Now you're saying it's not important. Kimberly.
Yes. Can I just tell you where
Yes.
you went wrong with this?
What?
Berkeley.
Yes.
I mean, why are you giving this any credibility whatsoever? I agree with you in your intro that it's just ridiculous. I mean, this is what they come up with in Berkeley because they have so much money and so much time.
Look, I did this story because it practically writes itself.
That's true.
Andrew, what did you make of this? Isn't this just another quill in the class warfare archery set?
Ooh. I don't like these types of quills and these types of archery sets
Yes.
because I feel like we're taking the bait. Every time that the left, sorry Leslie, but the left gets the right to sit around and talk about who's better, rich people or poor people, the left jumps up and down and they win. This is a false debate.
You're
But
right.
I'm not jumping up.
I mean,
up
listen to
and
this.
down
This
and-
is like some kind
Ridiculous.
of ridiculous qualitative judgment. I mean, there's no quantitative portion of this study at all.
I think it's actually, honestly, I think it's common sense. Poor people identify with people who are poor down and out because they are poor or they've been poor.
Well, there's no
and most
crime in
rich
slums,
people
right?
Have not.
That's the biggest crock
None.
I've ever heard. You look at someone like my dad who was homeless and super poor. He was one of the most compassionate men. I mean, a lot of
But
rich
because he
people
was poor.
were poor.
Right,
No,
right. But most.
Can I
no.
bring a little partisan politics to this, may I?
Sure.
Please.
Absolutely.
Okay. Gallup poll, I believe the study is 2009, but it's the latest study. The very liberal give 1.2% of their income. The liberals, 1.5%. The moderates, around 3%. You go to the right, conservatives, 3.6%, and very conservatives, 4.5%. So if you take conservatives on the right, liberals on the left, the conservatives give 300% more as a percentage of the income than the liberals.
Because
What say
they have, more,
you?
they have more money, and
There's
we
some pretty
liberals,
rich libs
we
in
liberals
Congress.
we liberals like to get on a plane and go to Haiti, not
Pelosi.
just send a check through the
It
mail.
wasn't how much money you make; it's as a percentage of your income. So it's your givability.
But giving isn't just
conservatives
money.
give way more than liberals.
Financially, absolutely. But what about time? And what is harder to give?
I don't want to give my time because I would make their lives worse. That's the whole point of money, is people can use money. But if I tried to volunteer somewhere,
You could make it
I
much
would
worse.
hurt somebody.
Exactly.
I would, somebody would die if I went to like a.
It would be the
place.
opposite of helpful.
All right,
I was just going to say
give us
real
the
quick,
money.
and let's not forget, the rich already pay the majority in taxes that go to fund these welfare programs that a lot of them are pretty compassionate and take care of the poor in this country already.
All right, I want to move quickly to this thing. Local activists and ministers are calling on Nike and Michael Jordan to change the way they sell those shoes that everybody went crazy for. They were highly sought Air Jordan, whatever, I don't know anymore. But here are some of the activists talking about how they should have more responsibility with their product.
It is the responsibility of Michael Jordan and Nike to stand up and be a part of the solution. Right now, it's a public safety issue with children wearing those sneakers.
The people that can least afford these shoes are buying these shoes. And what happens as a result of that? Well, there's more crime.
Trying to make it logical, we're simply saying that it's going to take all of us collectively to take responsibility for making a change.
Does that make any sense at all to you? That
What?
somehow
I don't know what he even said.
the Nike maybe they should make their shoes less attractive?
That is this is the most
maybe they should make
ridiculous
them free.
commentary.
Yes.
Because they're desirable and people want them. They're dangerous. How about crack? How about methamphetamine? How about, you know, all the litany of drugs that could really, really kill someone? It's a sneaker. They like the sneakers. Everyone, kids like this music.
People
Kids
like
love
iPods
music.
and iPads and anything made by Apple, right? I mean,
Yeah.
How
And
dare
people are-
they? How dare they, Nike, create a product that people want?
Yeah.
outrage
And
segment.
how dare Michael Jordan actually put his name to a product that people actually want to buy?
But you know, the argument in this was that the minister said that the shoe was unaffordable to the people that were trying to buy it, and then you saw that violence there. So where did that whole poor compassion argument go?
This isn't just about Air Jordans. I mean, in Los Angeles on Black Friday, a woman pepper sprayed over 20 people to get electronics, and she's still at large.
Yes, we
Yeah.
showed that on
Thanks, Mom.
And so this to me comes from the parents and comes from the home. And I know
Yeah.
it's creepy when I sound like a conservative, you guys, but
No, it's awesome.
but seriously, this comes from parenting.
We're
This Michael Jordan
brainwashing
can
her.
get up there and say, "Stop this violence." You know, when I lived in Chicago and people were shooting their guns in the air when the Bulls, won their victories, and he did, and Dennis Rodman and others got on television and said, "Stop the violence." They didn't stop. This is about teaching kids that well, first of all, you shouldn't be buying your kids $200 sneakers. Bad or good economy.
People shouldn't be riding. That's
Well,
where the responsibility
Absolutely, but you have to
rests.
teach them
Personal
no.
responsibility. There's no reason. I mean, I don't understand this whole entitlement to Air Jordans. Everybody thinks they should have them, even that Kim Jong-un who loves him. I mean, give me a break. Maybe we should send him some.
Little
A whole,
Kim.
like a big case of them.
You were
Little
right,
Kim.
Greg. I mean, the point is, what happened to compassionate poor people? These people can't afford the sneakers, and they're beating everybody up. When I didn't have any money, I wasn't compassionate. I was ticked off.
Yeah, same here. When I was squatting in that house. Well, I won't get into that story.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Squatting means living for free.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, are Girl Scouts being indoctrinated? And where the heck are my Samoas? Plus, there's another attack on Tebow. There hasn't been this much outrage since the Spice Girls broke up.
I was upset by that.
Yes, the 5. We'll be right back. If you leave now, I'll burn all those photographs we took in Spain. Those were good times.
You know that all the